This is Valley News Live at 5.
The Fargo School Board has voted to have students continue to wear their masks for the last week of the school year, despite some members hoping to end the mandate and the district's Smart Restart plan.
I want to get rid of masks just as fast as we can. I don't want my kids wearing them. I don't want to wear them. I get that. But we did promise that we would finish out the school year under the Smart Restart plan.
Masks will become optional at Fargo Public Schools come June 7th. We'll have more from today's special meeting, as well as parent reaction to the decision tonight on Valley News Live at 6. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey has now lifted his city's one-year-old mask mandate. A major factor in his decision, over 78% of city residents 15 and older have received at least one shot of the COVID vaccine. Masks are still required inside Minneapolis public schools, and certain businesses and organizations may ask customers to wear them. About 65% of Minnesotans 16 and older have received at least one dose of the vaccine, according to the state health department. The heat is building this week. It'll be downright steamy for the weekend. Let's start with this evening, though, and what we can expect. Hutch?
Andrea, thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. We do start the work week off with pleasant conditions. We have a few dancing showers along Highway 2 and some thunder showers to the southwest of Fargo, firing up in southeast North Dakota. So renegade in style. They're going to be hit and miss tonight. We can't rule them out. These are moving northeast at about 22 miles per hour. They're just passing through the Lisbon area out towards Lidgerwood. We have a shower as well. And with this state of movement, we'll expect them in and around Wyndmere by 5:30 or the end of this broadcast, and Morton, if they hold together, by closer to 6 o'clock. Red Lake Falls, a good soaking sprinkle working its way through your area as well. The rest of the area is dry, including Fargo-Moorhead for now. Cannot rule out the chance of an evening thunder shower, but it'll be mainly miss as opposed to hit. Well, we can hope for some moisture because it looks like a very hot stretch of weather ahead. Andrea, coming up, we're going to talk about this hot stretch of weather that'll last for several days. We'll kiss 100 degrees across the region. You want to make sure you keep that sun out of your house, close those blinds. Do not overexert yourself. Check on your elderly neighbors and stay hydrated. Your hour-by-hour forecast is coming up here in just a few moments.
Okay, thanks, Hutch. We now know the name of the man killed in a motorcycle crash on Friday. 34-year-old Jared Fowler of West Fargo died at the hospital following the accident. It happened in the 4200 block of 9th Avenue Circle South just after 9:30 in the evening. Fargo police are looking to speak to anyone who may have witnessed the crash, including the driver of a white four-door car with tinted windows. Anyone with information can call Fargo police at the number on your screen. We also know the name of the man who was killed in a crash between a minivan and a sprayer. He's identified as 71-year-old Kenneth Miller. Authorities say the sprayer was driving north on Highway 1806 when it was rear-ended by a Dodge Caravan. The crash happened yesterday morning about 3 miles south of Huff, North Dakota. Both vehicles spun out into the east ditch. Miller was thrown from the sprayer and died at the scene. The driver of the van was 89-year-old Robert Stanley. He's been charged with following too closely. Derek Chauvin is expected to be in court today. This time he's facing federal charges alleging he violated George Floyd's civil rights. 3 other former officers face similar charges of depriving Floyd of his rights while acting under government authority. Chauvin is charged with violating Floyd's right to be free from unreasonable seizure and from unreasonable force by a police officer. The charges also allege he deprived Floyd of liberty without due process when they failed to provide him with medical care. Work crews are taking down the security fencing around the Minnesota State Capitol. The original fence was installed last May following the unrest that erupted after the murder of George Floyd. A more secure fence was later set up ahead of the murder trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted in Floyd's death. Fargo's City Commission will meet tonight to discuss a hate crime ordinance for the city. If passed, anyone who violates the ordinance by committing simple assault, criminal mischief, or harassment could face up to a $1,500 fine and up to 30 days in jail. The Fargo Human Relations Commission hopes to have the ordinance in place by July 7th. A local eye center will be temporarily closed after the company says its support staff walked out last week. Care at TLC Laser Eye Center in West Fargo has been postponed for 30 days while the company hires and trains more people. The vice president of clinical operations told us that its parent company recently went bankrupt, but he was unsure if that had anything to do with the employees walking out. Patients will only be accepted if it's an emergency, and it'll be taken care of on a case-by-case basis. In the meantime, the eye center has partnered with an optometrist if needed by patients. The rewards request form for the Your Shot to Summer vaccine incentive campaign is now open for submissions. Minnesotans who are at least 12 years old who got their first vaccine dose since May 27th are eligible to fill it out and choose their preferred vaccine reward. They'll be available for the first 100,000 requests made by eligible Minnesotans. You have until the 30th to fill it out, and you can do it on our website. Moderna announced its vaccine is safe for children as young as 12, joining Pfizer in the push to get kids protected from COVID. Our Washington Bureau's Kristen Casper tells us what pediatricians and parents think about the effort to vaccinate kids.
Preteens are the latest group being encouraged to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Teenagers that were vaccinated did not get COVID. This is really exciting news.
The Pfizer vaccine was granted emergency use authorization by the FDA for kids ages 12 to 15 in May. The former president of the American Academy of Pediatrics, Dr. Sally Goza, explains the decision came after several studies.
The side effects were very similar to what we see in the adult population.
Experts say children typically are at a lower risk for severe COVID-19 infection, but Dr. Goza says there are still benefits to vaccinating them. Moderna announced last week their vaccine is 100% effective in teens ages 12 to 17. Dr. Goza says trials are ongoing for children under 12 with both vaccines, opening up more questions and concerns from parents for their pediatricians.
If it's you, you're willing to take more of a risk. But if it's your baby, like, oh my gosh.
Carrie Rodriguez is the founding president of the National Parents Union, which represents lower income and minority parents across the country. She says she's hearing questions from parents about the unknown long-term impacts on everything from cancer risks to fertility concerns. But all parents really want, says Rodriguez, is for health officials to address their concerns as clearly and honestly as possible.
We need more information. We need communication. We need more translation and interpretation for different communities.
Rodriguez says most parents she knows do want their children vaccinated, but they want their decision to be as informed as possible. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kristen Casper.
And if you're looking for places to get the vaccine, you can use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up. Fargo Public Schools just announced the schedule for their free summer meal program. Breakfast and lunch are available for children up to 18 years old throughout June and July. Families may choose daily pickup Monday through Thursday, that starts June 7th, or weekly pickup, which starts on June 8th. Meals are limited to one breakfast and lunch per day. Family and friends can pick up food boxes for children. The kids don't need to be present. The meals include frozen and shelf-stable food items and milk. For the full schedule and list of locations, you can head to valleynewslive.com. Another great resource to keep kids fed this summer is the summer meal program through the Great Plains Food Bank. A total of 18 locations across the state are now serving meals to children. Lunch and breakfast are available in Jamestown, Enderlin, West Fargo, and Fargo, plus new locations in Castleton, Mapleton, and Chaffee. We have all of the dates and locations for meal pickup listed on our website, valleynewslive.com. You still have time to get some incentives for donating blood. The Fargo Police and Fire Departments are going head-to-head for the Battle of the Badges blood drive to see who can get the most donations for the American Red Cross. Valley News Team's J.C. Dodd tells us about the friendly competition.
The Fargo Police and Fire Departments are no stranger to competition.
We just always enjoy the competition between the two agencies. You know, we kind of have this little rivalry going every year about anything. Anytime we can compete against the cops, it's a lot of fun.
This time, the two departments are battling to earn the most votes for blood donations made at the American Red Cross. Police Chief Dave Zilbolski says it's all for a good cause.
We're trying to promote giving blood in our community. It does a lot of good throughout not just Fargo, but our region and our nationally.
The two chiefs say they are hoping to get 60 blood donations over the next 2 days. Everyone who donates will be given the option to vote for either the police or fire department. Those who vote for the police department will receive a free donut coupon for Sandy's Donuts. And those who vote for the fire department will get a gift card for 6 free wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Fire Chief Steve Dirksen says he's been a blood donor for over 30 years.
There's all kinds of needs for blood products in the hospitals and things around.
Although it's all for a good cause, the competitiveness between the two departments doesn't slow down.
And who's going to win?
Well, obviously the firefighters are. We're just endeared in the community. And
If you run astray, and even if you do vote for the fire, you're still doing a good civic duty, so that's okay. We won't hold it against you, but we'd encourage you to vote for police.
But at the end of the day,
the community wins by whoever you donate for, because it's the Red Cross and it's the people that need the blood that really is at it.
in Fargo, JC Dodd, Valley News Live.
Donations can be made tonight until 7 this evening, and then again tomorrow from 1 until 7 at the American Red Cross. More information on how to donate can be found on our website. A change will soon come to Sam's Club. Still to come, we'll tell you when those free samples will be back in the store.
And earlier we captured on time-lapse from the Home of Economy location some clouds making their way through the Grand Forks area and some of those raindrops making their way down to the street. Thunderstorms in southeast North Dakota moving in the general direction of Fargo. We'll track those and have your forecast right after this.